Hey y'all, September the 2nd, 2015. I just wanted to shoot another reminder because, I saw a video the other day, I think yesterday, and there's plenty of videos like it that are, they got people and they speak articulately and they're like, hey man, all this stuff or whatever that people say is going to happen, it's talking about the end of the world, it's talking about the end of America. These people don't know what they're talking about. They're just making stuff up. And every time they make stuff up, it never comes to fruition. Ever ever. And the reason that they say this is because um, they don't want to know, and they're scared. So they think if they make a video about it and they get enough views or whatever, then that makes what they're saying legitimate, and that everything's all right, and this is how everything always goes, and everything's going to be all right. All right. But I have bad news for the people who make those videos because everything that we've been talking about always comes to fruition. Right? There's too many examples to even put out there. I'm not even going to bother putting out the the hundreds of examples that there probably is, thousands of examples. But I'm gonna lay this one out to you just because I'm not the smartest dude ever, and in fact I can't really uh, keep up with the news like certain reporters do, and I can't even make prophecies like certain people make prophecies that wind up coming true. But I can tell you, I said this, and I said this a long time ago, just as many people said this a long time ago. There's a war on police that's being drummed up here in America. Now, that's one of the worst ideas that you could possibly have for America. Uh, it's going to create bloodshed all over the dang place, all over the place. And I said this a while back, and I said not only is there going to be a war on police drummed up, it's going to be a war between different races drummed up, and this is going to be very, very, very much marketed over the television in an extreme fashion, in the way that you're going to see shootings all the time now. Another shooting, I mean, you would hear about shootings like, man, there would be a bad shooting, and then, like, maybe a month later or a couple months later, it would be another horrific one, and you'd be like, God dang, oh my gosh, it's terrible, this keeps happening. No, now it's like every day. Now it's like every day and every other day that you're going to see it. And it's only going to get worse to the point where you're going to see it every single day. So back when I said what I said, understand that that has come to fruition. Now that I'm saying what I'm saying now, that is going to come to fruition. And yet there's still going to be people who say, hey, this stuff has happened all the time. Now they're just portraying it in the media or whatever to where it happens more. That might be the case. I kind of doubt it, but that could be the case. And if that is the case, then still something very bad is happening. Now it's being shoved in our faces constantly over and over and over again. And this is to manipulate our mindsets. This is to get us emotionally driven and somehow drum up a complete, utter hatred for the police. Meanwhile, there's people on the other side who um, are going to understand that this is a trick and they're going to get behind the police. What this is going to do is create two sides that eventually hate each other. And blood, mad blood will be shed over it. All right. So back when I said, hey, listen, a war on the police is going to be drummed up and put on the television to make people mad, and then you're going to see police shooting people, and it does not matter what race you are, shooting people. Why? Because they're terrified. They're terrified. Now, what we have is a situation where we have a lot of police officers who are terrified when they go out. First of all, that's a horrible thing to happen. You're not supposed to have a police who is terrified of the populace. That is a bad sign. All right, and we also have a populace who is now terrified of the police because they seem to be shooting people on a whim now. All right, so that's very real. It does not matter how much you want to say, I don't think this is happening. Just like in the way that autism is skyrocketing, people want to say, well, I don't believe that that's happening, or that's a problem, or nobody said anything about that this is going to happen, even though a lot of people said that this was going to happen. And a lot of people said why. And you still don't want to listen. I mean, the thing is, it's going to continue to happen, and it does not make me happy to bring this to you. But it's abundantly clear as of September the 2nd, 2015, that cops are getting gunned down for seemingly no reason. Cops are gunning people down for seemingly no reason. There's no way to stop this if we're going to play into their traps. That's what's going to happen. It's 2015. Y'all better buckle up. You know what I'm saying? The tribulation, that's our key.